Welcome back to Pints with Pals. My name's Jason, and I'm joined with
Mike. I am the northernmost host. Well, now I am again. And with us also is
Jeremy. I'm not gonna say where I'm at anymore because I think it's redundant.
well, I'm in Pittsburgh, so I should have said where I am. I'm actually in Pittsburgh this time, as my background's all different.
Yeah.
you have light.
Yes, it's not dungeon.
So what are we drinking today?
Today we have
Yeah.
Paulaner Hefeweizen,
Hefeweizen?
Hey,
Yeah, there we
Hefeweizen.
go.
a Munich
Nice.
wheat beer, Germany's #1 Hefeweizen.
Ooh,
I'm not looking forward to this one.
I'm
Really?
afraid of the
I
big
do not
spill
like
on my
wheat beer.
keyboard.
Oh, wheat beer
Heppies.
gives me headaches.
Yeah.
Oh. But
This is like my
Favorite beer?
top 3 favorite beers. Yep.
So I got like a Rainforest Cafe Detroit glass is the only one I have of this style. So I felt like I would
So yeah,
not do it
there you go. Look
justice.
at that. Oh, that's a good pour right there.
Oh, look at that.
That is beautiful.
I feel like mine was flat.
Spill it.
Don't spill
How come
it.
your guys
don't
came
know
in
how
a
I
can
didn't
and mine
spill
came
it.
in a bottle? That's weird. That would definitely, I would think, impart some differences in flavors.
Right, so I
This
think the
is a
name of the
very
glass
poor
is called
pour.
the Spiegelau. I think that's how you pronounce it. Or some people just call it the vase glass because, well, it looks like a
Mine
vase.
doesn't quite come in like yours does, but
So, what is a Hefe? Or Hefeweizen? Sorry.
I'm still pouring. I'm sorry.
Oh, so boring! Oh no!
Look at this. Look at this. But it's
Oh,
beautiful.
okay. Oh, there you go. That's a good pour.
Yeah.
Very good pour. Yeah, my
This
head
is
went
my-
away pretty quick.
Yeah. My this is a threadbare glass. Anyway, what is a Hefeweizen?
Yes,
It's a wheat beer. We know that. We've covered that.
Yeah, we cover that.
Made
So
in,
what makes it special though? Like, what's so unique about a Hefeweizen?
Ooh.
Threw them out there, didn't I?
So it's well, Google says it's made with yeast suspension, which I don't know what that means. A unique technique with yeast suspension, resulting in a uniform, slightly cloudy appearance, consistent quality, and perfect taste.
So I feel like Paulaners are not very cloudy as most Hefeweizens are. I feel like most Hefeweizens are definitely like darker, unless I'm missing some yeast. Oh, there's something there. Shouldn't give me much at all.
mine is a lot cloudier than your guys's. At
Mine
least it
must
looks like it
be-
on
Matches your shirt.
the. Yeah.
Mine's really. I mean, I can see
Yours
right
is
through
like
mine.
crystal clear.
Yeah,
Yeah, mine's cloudy. I can't see through it.
I can see through mine.
Maybe it's because there's a giant yeast cake at the bottom of this one. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it's in there.
I guess you are the only one that had bottles.
Yeah. Should I have shook it? Should I have tried to get it in there?
I don't know.
So I tend to steer away from these. The weedy beers will really trigger my allergies, I think, causing like a headache typically, or I'll just turn bright red after like a few sips. So I'm nervous that that's going to happen here. So I think as a kind of like a defense mechanism, I tend not to not to drink them. Yeah. So like I feel like I'm kind of steering away from it in general. So I can't speak to these styles very well.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm still trying to figure out what's unique about it, Jeremy.
So like flavor notes for example, or smells even. So
I have not tasted it yet, but the flavor notes, there's definitely a unique flavor to it.
It's actually
So-
it's actually smoother than a lot of the ones that I've had.
Right.
Like a regular, like I guess like I'm comparing them to like Belgians for some reason. That's like kind of what I feel like it reminds me of.
Right. So you should get like for me, what I want in my Hefeweizen, I want banana, I want clove, maybe a little bit of black pepper on the back end. I've never had any that had like it says in this list of side bubblegum. I've never had that flavor. I want banana and I want clove.
I feel like I kind of smell the banana.
It's very, very light and by this company's standards for sure.
So, my wife really, really likes the Hef from Frankenmuth, which is a Hefeweizen so there's a little town in Michigan called Frankenmuth that is like a little tiny German town. And they have like I want to say traditional, but I don't know if it's traditional or more like mocking of the that culture, but they basically have a lot of like places where you can go to eat and drink like German style foods and beers and stuff like that. So they have a little brewery at the end of the street where you can like get a beer that they make specifically from that place that she really likes. It's like one of her favorites.
So I don't think Franklin was mocking anybody. I mean, they're definitely a very German town. They're a lot of German descendants live there and stuff like that. So
I just feel like it feels like they're mocking it when you see them like in the lederhosen and like the like their outfits or whatever that they're wearing at the places. But I think that they're not necessarily mocking. But if I were to wear that, I feel like I'd be mocking somebody.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, I was there. What was it? Last summer? Summer for last? That same brewery. So the Hefeweizen I got was actually warm. I was not very happy with it.
Oh.
Yeah, they just they just tapped a keg and they gave it to me. I just drank it, but it wasn't horrible. It just wasn't like the best I've ever had. So hopefully, in about a month actually less than a month I'll be up there. So hopefully I can try it again and see what it tastes like. The second time around. If it's bad a second time around, it's just gonna be bad around. So I won't ever get it again. But I did do a little bit of research on the Paulaner, I guess, beginnings to kind of where they're at now. So the first documentation ever mentioned was in February 24th, 1634. So by that's when they say this is when this brewery was pretty much started. But it was started by monks, right? And the monk that kind of got things going was Paulaner Salvatore. I think that's how you say his last name, which sounds very Italian and not German.
Right.
So, but they're monks. I feel like they just go wherever they go and go. And then in 1751, they have like this celebration day that they do to celebrate the Mr. Father Paulaner or whatever itself. And the ritual still goes on today. And then in 1806, Franz Xavier Zirkel, I guess, assumed control of the brewery and modernized and expanded it to kind of what we know it today. And then in 1950, during World War II, the place was bombed. Well, not 1950, but during World War II, the brewery was bombed and destroyed. So they rebuilt it in 1950. And the one thing that really blew my mind, which is in 2016, the company exported 1 million hectoliters. Had no clue how much that was. I don't even know what a hectoliter is. So
I was about to
gallon.
ask.
26.4 million gallons of beer to over 70 countries around the world.
Wow.
Just let this sink in. 26.4 million gallons of beer. I just like.
I would like to know what that is compared to like an American brewery. I feel like this one is probably because it's so much more well known. You were saying it was like 1634, and it's funny because the back of it says nearly 400 years, so it's like 390 years essentially that it's been brewing, which is nuts. I don't think we mentioned it, but these are 5.5 ABV.
No,
for those who are keeping score.
Keeping score.
Actually, it doesn't give an IBU on there, does it? That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't feel like it's probably so low that they don't have a whole lot of
Right.
a whole lot of bitter units.
It's not bitter, but I get fruit from it.
Yeah.
Definitely fruity.
I think this is definitely better. This is one of the better ones I've ever had. I definitely taste a lot more fruit notes. I don't really taste the clove.
No, I don't get what's going on.
No.
And there's no like peppery burn or anything, so I'm not 100% sure what if those notes are lost. And I don't think it says like when it was brewed on mine, which might be
Yeah, mine doesn't either, actually.
It says enjoy before 623, so it must have been brewed relatively recently. And
Why is
it's
that
funny that it's
bottom saying that?
623 and not 23.6, because I feel like in like the
Americans don't know how to read that.
right, yeah, like
Eighth
whatever I was
month
looking at the
year.
last time, it was backwards, and I was like, I don't the 23rd month and the 6th day. I'm just like, I don't. That's like 4 years from now.
So according to Untapped, there's only 16 IBU, which I probably believe that.
Yeah.
Really
Would
believe
you call it earthy?
I feel
That's
like
the
I
smell
would.
I'm getting. I would say that something is like hitting my nose, and the taste is. I think it has. I would call it earthy.
Yeah, I
That's
think
Okay.
that that's a wheat beer for me. Ends up feeling that way. I know we did the Orville, and Orville had a very similar palate for me, but also in a good way, like better than I was expecting it to be. I've just consistently been pleasantly surprised in this whole podcast, so I'm enjoying the discovery.
Well, I haven't started sneezing yet, so it's not hitting my allergies yet, but might.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the actual like ratio is. I'm sure it's like a recipe they keep very close to their chest.
Yeah, so it
But it
says
may not
ingredients.
be.
uh,
Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, I was gonna say the ingredients. It says Pilsner malt. Now, Pilsner's a type of beer.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that
That's also
mean?
malt though too.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's a variety of malt. I think it's a 2 row on top of it as well.
Hmm.
Yeah, because you have a lot. Like, there's so many different base malts out there. It's kind of crazy. Like I said, I think last episode, like I like Mare's Otter. I think it just brings more flavor and maybe a little bit more sugar to the beers that I have made before. But yeah, Pilsner's is a base malt as well, that you could use. Uh, that's kind of surprising. I would figure it would be more wheat than Pilsner, but maybe that's what makes this different.
And
Maybe
that's
it's like
probably why I'm not having, or why we're
right,
both not having a reaction to it.
yeah. But it still has
Yeah.
that, like you said, it has a haziness. So the def is going to be from the
Yeah.
wheat. The wheat does, throw that haze to it, for sure.
Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised.
Now,
that,
why? Who? Jeremy, did you pick this beer? Was this?
Yep. So
You said
I'm
you ranked it your third favorite.
third favorite
Curious.
style. Third favorite style.
Oh, okay.
Not
Got it.
necessarily that this one. I think this one is a very good entry for anybody who wants to try like a Hefeweizen because it's not. I don't think it's very bam gotcha with the clove or the banana flavor, but that's what I want.
Mhm.
So more of the American style Hefeweizens if I had are definitely more banana and have a lot of clove, which may bring like a little bit of spice and heat to it. And I like that, but I don't like a lot of it. Like I couldn't drink like 20 ounce of it. Like 16 would be the most I would probably ever want.
I'm not getting spice from it though.
No, I
I
don't think.
get.
I'm not either.
It tastes fruity, but I can't like pinpoint what fruit it might taste like.
Yeah,
Maybe citrusy. There's like a little bit of citrus or something I'm getting. I just.
could be. There could be like according to your notes here, it looks like it could be vanilla though too. Or maybe a couple are playing together, give you like a little bit of vanilla. I've been trying to hone my palate a lot more over the past, I'd say, couple years of home brewing. Because people always say, "Oh, I can taste this, I can taste that." I'm like, I don't ever get it. But if I sit there and really think about it, then well, maybe I do. Or sometimes like you get on the exhale, which some people don't always do either. Like,
Okay.
have you ever had like a mixed drink? Yeah, like a mixed drink where you breathe in, you're like, oh, I get like caramel, and you breathe out, like, oh, I get apple. I was like, well, that's really weird. Like, I have a caramel apple, and that's not the shot that I took, So I feel like wine's the same way too, whiskeys and stuff like that.
Yeah, a lot of those I don't get, except for like barrel aged, because some of those you can taste because they probably just dumped so much vanilla or whatever. Even just picking it up off the barrels that they're in. But like even wines, I don't pick up flavors from it, particular flavors. But food I'm good at. I can like deconstruct food, but not beer and wine.
Well, I feel
I
like
think it's
the flavors get kind of so combined in these, and then the problem that I have is that the barrel aging, not the barrel aging, sorry, the fermenting process will take all the sugars away. So like all the sweetness that was in that fruit is no longer here. So now you just have like the remnants of fruit essentially.
Yep.
So that's where I feel like I have a hard time kind of really kind of pulling in any of those flavors. So I just feel like you have to just start somewhere and then just keep trying. Like see what they say it's supposed to taste like, and then see if you can kind of pull those from it. So that's what I've been trying to do, and unsuccessful so far.
Yeah. To go back to what
go ahead.
Jason was talking about earlier about the barrel aged beers, actually a lot of that vanilla comes from the wood. It's like a natural reaction from the wood and stuff like that. Because me and Mike were talking about it one night a long time ago. Actually, I did a deep dive for it's been like 2 hours just doing research. I'm like going, oh, because I thought the same thing. I thought maybe they just did a vanilla extract or a bunch of vanilla beans and just threw it in there. Like a lot of it just it's just from the natural reaction of the wood itself. I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I guess like if you're, because with the barrels they like hit it with a blowtorch or something, right? To char the sides sometimes.
Yep.
So that you're gonna get some caramelization, I'm sure, that you might pick off, give off some of their flavors. Okay.
Yep.
Another episode though, I guess. Sorry, I got distracted.
No, well, I feel like it's kind of what we do anyways. We
right.
We have the main beer, then we talk about some other stuff. I mean, we're just here to have fun, man.
Yeah, I'd be curious so, it's not an Oktoberfest beer, the style, but would this, because they show on the can, right? She's the woman is carrying, the giant, whatever they are, 30-ounce, 40-ounce glasses. Yeah. Be curious are they ordering this at Oktoberfest, or is Oktoberfest all
I think the Oktoberfest is probably more your they've changed it. Like here in the States we still drink Marzens, right?
Yes.
And over in Germany they drink a lot more of the Fest beers, which are lighter in color and I think a little bit lower in ABV as well too, so that way they can actually drink more of it, which is kind of cool.
I do know when I was looking for this beer, the one bottle shop, they had the special. I couldn't find the Hefeweizen. I had to go. I actually got to get it in Michigan, but they had the Oktoberfest with the Oktoberfest beer in there. With the glass, the big glass. I'm like, I kind of should get that, but I don't really need another giant glass for beer.
So in 1818, since you brought this up, and I remember reading this earlier. So in 1818, the first beer tents at Oktoberfest, of the huts and stuff like that, appear on the Weizen meadow of the Paulaner soon attains its license to serve beer. 8 years before the major horse race had organized where the heir of the throne, Ludwig, or however you want to say his name, the first Mary Princess Teresa of whatever, blah, 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 blah. So they were some of the first to be at Oktoberfest in 1818. So there you go.
That's nuts. I'm looking at craftbeer.com for the German style Hefeweizen, and they have like the color should be like basically pale to like not very much into the color, which is, I feel like this is actually it's hard to say. It's a little bit further into the color than I was expecting. The IBU is between 10 and 15. And then the ABV between 4.9 and 5.6, which is 5.5. So this is in the higher end of the ABV for this style of beer. And then they have food pairings, which I think is kind of cool. They said for this one, it says seafood, and then it's like a goat cheese. I can't pronounce. It's like the CHE with a little hyphen VRE. And there's key lime pie is the dessert that it suggests. Ooh. I was like,
really?
Like I guess I could see that.
See, but I'd rather do banana cream pie if I get a good strong glove one, right? Double up on it.
I like that they have like commercial examples of the beer too on this page, and it says like Dreamweaver wheat from Trog's Brewing, and then they have Bighorn Hefeweizen from CB and Potts Restaurant and Brewery, and then Ebel's Hefeweizen from Two Brothers Brewing Company. I thought that's kind of cool. Yeah, and it says the same vase glass with a 40 to 45 degree serving, which is like kind of low, honestly, for temperatures, which I get. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
So
I
the
like
other
that
like
warm one.
other major brands that I like, I can't pronounce because they're all German companies.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to pronounce them like some sort with an A. I want to say one. I thought one was Anders, but it's not. It's like ANEECHS blah blah blah. I was like, yeah, I've been saying that wrong for years. That's not even close to being Anders.
Seems about right.
Yeah. What, me not being able to pronounce stuff? Oh, I tell you.
So, in an unrelated note, this weekend was a pretty big beer release for me. We had the No Rules beer release in Grand Rapids, Michigan. So I invited my parents out there, and then we went out on Friday. Ended up hitting Founders for lunch on Friday, and then we went to Knickerbocker, which is like it's like a offshoot of the New Holland. It's like their food place. They serve all the New Holland beers there. And that was great. There was just so much stuff going on. But in both places, they put us outside underneath the heat lamps, and I literally got cooked. Like, I had a sunburn from their heat lamps. I'm like, I became a rotisserie chicken. And then, No Rules had switched out all their kegs for all the new stuff, and I got to try like basically all but one of their new styles, and they were all very, very good. And I got very, very drunk and very, very unhappy after that. But it was delicious. I had fun. It was a good weekend.
Speaking of No Rules, or Perrin at least, I don't think, do many stateside breweries do Hefeweizens?
Well,
I mean, I know you
besides
mentioned
the one
Trogs.
Yeah.
You mentioned Dreamcatcher.
Well,
which
they
I
do
don't
the
know,
one in wherever the hell it is in
the Frankenmuth, yeah.
Frankenmuth, yeah.
But that's a German city, Bavarian, like sister
Very
city or whatever.
Bavaria.
I don't know. You don't see it. I guess maybe it's just the times. Everyone does, New England IPAs or West Coast IPAs, and you have your barrel aged group. I don't know. I don't see a lot of Marzens. You do. You see the Oktoberfest during the fall, but
Well, they do wheat beers, which I think is very, very close.
I don't know. I'm finding this very unique.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like wheat beers themselves are like its own unique style. Because you even have like what's called a wit beer. Like it's WITBIER, and that's just a totally different take. And it looks a lot like what you're drinking right now, but it has a lot more orange and citrus notes to it. Again, it's just the way it's made and the yeast is used and stuff like that. That's another one of that's probably my top 5 other beers I really like. But to go back to saying like commercial brands, like Sweetwater makes one, Yazoo makes one. I think I've seen Boulevard makes one. That's another commercial brewery. I think there's some other ones that you might have up north.
Yeah, I haven't really
maybe
seen
it's just
a
I
whole
don't.
lot of them. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's just I don't pay attention.
Yeah, I'm not.
Oh yeah, if you don't like
yeah.
it, yeah. If you don't like it, you're not going to see it. But there's definitely a lot of.
I'm not going to say I don't like it.
Right? Yeah. No.
Because it's not causing the same. I'm not getting hot ears and a red face. I mean, I started with a red face because I was burned this weekend, but it's not as bad.
I will say.
Nope, you're fine.
I would say, as a result of us doing this podcast, I went out to a brewery in Detroit. Excuse me. I don't know if it is a brewery, but they get all their beers from a brewery anyway. And I ordered a bunch of box, the Maibach.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I wouldn't have, had I not have done this podcast, I would not have tried those. I would have stuck with IPAs, and they were very good. Also, I had a double bock or something, or
Oh yeah, Doppel. Yeah,
Doppel. Yep.
yeah, Doppel. Yeah,
Yeah.
those are good too. Yeah.
I'm trying to recall what brewery it was, but
I would say like me just belonging to a homebrew club, and I know I brought this up before, and I think I'm bringing it up like by every episode. Like it definitely has exposed me to styles and flavors I would never have tried just on my own. That definitely helps out a lot for sure.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, dude, it's delicious. But to go back to what Mike was saying, I mean, if or even you, Jason, if you were to try another Hefeweizen, you may just want to do some research on it, make sure that it's maybe less wheat, more Pilsner or some other kind of 2-row malt. So yeah, you don't have that effect. Or buy one that's like the 350 milliliters, so it's a little bit less than a 12 ounce.
right.
And just try that and see how you handle that one.
And I don't know why it is, but I get from Oberon, which is an American wheat,
Mm-hmm.
that I used to drink that when I was in my 20s, and now 10, 15 years later, I can't. I get headaches or migraines from it. I can have one, but then if I have another one, I would get a
Another
headache.
one. Yeah.
And I don't know if it's all in my head at this point, but and now my allergies are going. I'm having a cough, but excuse me. Yeah, I don't know if it is the wheat beers, and I have looked into it a little bit, and it does seem like it could be a thing. Maybe you develop a wheat allergy, but
I feel
whatever. I
like
eat
I have
pizza,
a
so
gluten allergy that causes me to like kind of have an effect with wheat forward beers. I don't know, because I still think I have the same thing with some like different alcohols in general, like the whiskeys and stuff. Depending on the whiskey, like bourbons, I feel like I'm fine with, but like well, depending on the bourbon, I guess if it's like a whiskey, just straight whiskey, like I don't think I could do any kind of Jack anything anymore. But I haven't had it in so long that I can't. I
yeah.
don't really know.
The brewery was. I'm sorry, really quick. The brewery was in. It's Nain Rug Brewery, Rug Nan Brewery in Detroit, Michigan.
Interesting.
But yeah, they were all good beers, and I wouldn't have tried it otherwise had I not been
Yeah.
there or
No,
done
I'm
this.
kind of curious if just wheat bread gives you guys headaches or issues, or like
Nope.
whole wheat crackers or anything like that,
Nope.
because that's like, man, that's just you ingesting and digesting like just the grain itself, like where your beer is extracting the stuff. So yeah,
I don't know. I'm
that
like a
is interesting.
child. I get allergies all the time. My nose is always running, so it's probably just me.
No, I used to get headaches from certain ciders, and
Oh
there
yeah.
is actually something that's in ciders. I don't remember what it is. So maybe when we get to the cider episode, I'll look that up. But yeah, certain ciders would definitely give me a headache after drinking like half a bottle.
Yep.
And I always thought that it might have something to do with the like the yeast they're using potentially, because like you use different kinds of yeast for different kinds of things. So I'm like, I wonder if they use the same or similar yeasts for these beers, that is what's kind of causing issues for me. But I don't know. Jeremy, did you have a recipe for these for this? I know that you said
Yeah, I did. Mine's like gonna be like complete opposite. 'Cause I would definitely go heavier wheat,
Yeah.
right? So I'm gonna do a 3-2-1, right? So, or excuse me, 6-3-1. So 6 pounds of wheat malt, 3 pounds of Pilsner malt, and 1 pound of Munich malt, which I said before with the Munich malt, it would just give you more like a biscuit, toasty kind of flavors in it. Pilsner again, is just another base malt, but it will make it more a little lighter body, so it won't be as cloudy or as thick as a normal wheat beer would be. And I would use, I think they're called noble hops, which is Hahalater, I think that's how you say it. Like use an ounce of that, and then I would probably use I would use a dry yeast myself. Probably USO5 is probably what I would go with. But I wrote down like a liquid yeast as well. Weiss Labs 3068 Weizen yeast.
you go fancy
Would
with
probably
your
be
yeast,
it.
huh?
Yeah, go fancy with that one.
Have you
And
ever
I
brewed
probably
a half? Sorry.
no, I
Yeah.
haven't.
Okay.
I thought I did. I've done a wheat beer.
Yeah.
That was my second one, and it didn't have enough orange to it. So I talked to some people. I went to Reddit, blah blah blah, and they were like, just throw some orange in there. Just like peel the orange and just do that. I did that, and it just didn't taste good, so I had to dump it. I definitely want to make one. think it'll be fun one day when I get a chance to do it.
Yeah, there's a lot of experiments that I want to try, but I don't want to have to drink it all, and I don't want to have to pay for it before you drink it.
You have neighbors.
Yeah, it's nuts.
So you just call them up like, hey, I have this. Try it out.
Bar's open. Just get a light in your
Mhm.
your front window, and you can turn it on, just like an open sign, and then they know just to come downstairs once you get your bar set up.
Well, I can be at the garage for right now. Just go,
Yeah.
Burke's Pub.
Yep, that'll be a future endeavor.
That'd be fun times.
So this uses Hercules hops. So what are those? Do you know, Jeremy?
That one I've not heard of. Yeah, so I don't know if that's another noble hop or considered a noble hop, but
yeah, it's curious if you knew. Now I gotta Google it.
And that's so it's spelled with a K. So
It is, but it's not spelled yet. It's a hop variety that was released in 2005. So that's weird.
It's a German high alpha variety.
So I guess I'm curious what they used before. I'm guessing that still tastes similar to. Well, that'd be interesting. What's the original recipe from 1634?
Oh, yeah. So you figure like a lot of these German, I can't remember the name of the law. I have to look. I know it starts with an R, but it's water, yeast. Water, yeast, hop. No, water, yeast, malt. I can't remember what it was now. Like very simple ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
It was the German purity law. And even though I bastardized, I don't have to do my research. I'll correct myself in next episode.
Well, they do have like a little label or which way? Symbol. I can't say the words because it's German, but it's got some like stamp, like protected geographical indication. I don't know.
That's what that little symbol says.
Yeah. But I just wonder if that's part of it, where like champagne has to be made in whatever the certain
That's what I was also wondering.
Or whatever.
I was wondering if that was a thing for Hefeweizen. It's like, no, you can't actually brew a Hefeweizen unless you're from Germany, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Alrighty. Well, I think we've hit our wrapping up points, as they say in the business. I don't know. So I just wanted to send a thank you out to all our new subscribers and anybody that's watching. Thanks for coming along for the ride, and I hope that you get to spend a fun night out or a fun weekend out with your friends or your pals, if you will.
Pals.
Yeah, and drink responsibly, and that's all she wrote.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification thingy. I get spam fast.
Ring that bell.
Good night, guys.
Bye, all.
Night.